Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka amahara ni kanzumarimasu.
Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto ochite Sumeri oya kamui sanagi no mikoto Tsukushi no ibuka no tachibana no Odono ahagi halani misogi harai tamo toki harimasen Arai dono kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumike gareo Arai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sugoto no yoshio Amatsu kami kunitsu kami aoyorozu no kami tachi tomoni ame no fuji komano nini uri tatete kikoshi meseto kashigomi mo maosu Biroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Biroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Kamnagara damachi haemase Kamnagara damachi haemase Great God of light, creator and giver of all light, In accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
please be seated. You will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. The light of wisdom, wisdom, yes, wisdom, is the light that illuminates the way, brightening the dark worlds upon which we travel. Those who read the teachings through and through with care will gain deeper and deeper wisdom. The wisdom we receive from God is indeed the power that can strengthen and balance us. It is important to read from the teachings as much as possible. The more you read, the deeper your faith will become, and the more cleansed your spiritual body will be. If you neglect to study the teachings, your spiritual strength will decrease gradually. The more your spiritual understanding advances, the more you are drawn to the teachings until you are studying them with a new intensity and fervor. It is good to read them over and over again, digesting the teachings and making them an integral part of your being. The more you study them, the more clearly you will come to comprehend God's will.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. Thank you also for directing your prayers along with us for world peace. This morning, the faith experience I want to share with you is from Karen Pereira Marmelo Santos Muniz. She's from the Santa Cruz Johrei Center in Rio de Janeiro. Karen is 44 years old and she has been a Johrei member for 24 years. She lives with her two children and currently dedicates herself to being responsible for the Johrei Center's home gardening activities. She has always been very active in giving service, but due to working hours and caring for her family, she began not being as active in giving service as she would like. In March of 2020, she worked as a broadcaster at a company that, due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, had to suspend its activities, although it kept the salary of its employees. Consequently, Karen was able to go daily to take care of the garden of the Johrei Center and was invited by her minister to officiate the online evening services from Monday to Saturday. That took place while the Johrei Center was still closed to the public. This was a dedication that gave her a lot of spiritual strength. During the same time, through the invitation of a friend, Karen participated in a campaign to distribute food baskets in close by neighborhoods. Karen took the opportunity to channel more Johrei, share the links of our online services, and expand the column of Salvation Nature Farming, teaching and encouraging others about the importance of home gardening and of foods rich in vital energy. In this way, she was able to introduce Meishu-sama to many people. Almost daily, she received messages of appreciation for the services people attended or photos of the gardens her neighbors began to create, which brought Karen great joy. July of 2020, she was informed of being laid off from her job. She was in shock and financial concerns came naturally. She immediately reported the situation to her minister, who advised her to study Meishu-sama's teachings and remain engaged in our practice of faith, waiting for what Meishu-sama was preparing for her. Karen materialized her gratitude through a special donation and committed herself to following the advice from her minister. She was unemployed for almost a year, and despite some worries, in this period of purification, neither her nor her children lacked anything,
and she could feel how great Meishu-sama's protection was. In July 2021, unexpectedly, she received an invitation to work in a reputable company in the audiovisual market with a salary higher than what she received previously, in addition to invitations to assist in other job-related projects. Karin felt an indescribable emotion and once again could see Meishu-sama's role in her life. She is now very happy and grateful for the strength and protection, as well as the permission to serve more intensely. Karin now commits herself to continue striving for the expansion of the divine work and the realization of paradise on earth. Thank you very much for attending this morning service, for listening to this faith experience. I wish you a very wonderful weekend.
This brings to a conclusion our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we wish you a very blessed day.